Soul Garden.
Hello, producer, and welcome to Soul Horoscopes Weekly Edition. My name is Christopher Witecki, and please pardon my tardiness, Taurus. I had a little bit of a virus due to some food poisoning, thanks to a bad corporation, but I pulled out of it, so thanks for your patience. Before we dive into your horoscope, I do want to bring up Lightcast Bootcamp. I am bringing back my most popular class ever. This is where I teach you from A to Z on how to lightcast reality, not just in theory. We do it. We had people in class pull off miracles and get what they're aiming for in the 6 to 8 week period we held this class. If you're ready to step in your magic and be the bull you're meant to be, I will teach you the steps necessary and do it fairly and do it for a good price too. You're gonna love it. Come on down to lightcastbootcamp.com for the details. Now for our friendly bulls, this month the Tauruses are working on your decision consciousness. There are 12 states of awareness that make up reality. One state of awareness is our decision-making ability, the ability to decide. And that may seem like a really simple Mr. Rogers concept, which it is, but it builds into everything. When you make a decision, that's it, right? That is a law of your land. And the law of your land is your constitution in a way, how things run. This turns into your legacy, where you end up being and doing what you accomplish in your life, which is also your career. So this is technically, if you want to use pop culture astrology, this is your annual career transit. And we began on Monday, which I wasn't present for. Venus was ruling the day, helping you hopefully to restore balance and order to your career legacy agenda. If you had control issues that had gone awry in this transit, you could heal it. If you had a relationship go awry in your career field, you could heal it. You could bring peace and restore balance on Monday. Hopefully you did, or correct, you could also create. Venus allows us to create because we have both sides of the equation to work with, all the energies. Now, the moon on Monday was in Scorpio, so no matter what was going on in career, emotions were focused on long-term relationships, partnership, and balance in general. So that's where your moon was. Now on Tuesday, Valentine's Day, hope you had a good one, the moon continued in Scorpio, so Tauruses are pretty well set up for Valentine's Day. I mean, you were feeling your relationship reality on Tuesday, whether you were single or avec someone else. So you definitely felt it. Scorpios did too. It happened to line up that way this year. But with the sun, Neptune was ruling, so perhaps answers were intuitively dropping down about what to do with your career or what to do next. And actually, as I was laying in bed sick, I have to say, I came up with some really good things for my career. The universe works in funny ways. But anyways, that was Valentine's Day. Then on Wednesday, the day we hope for this to go live, Saturn rules the day, which means it's time to make decisions. And notice Saturn itself is now in trine with the sun. What does that mean? Well, it means that as you decide what you want with your career, and that's what has to happen on Wednesday. I decide I want this. And this is one of the steps of light casting reality. We talk about this in boot camp. You have to be clear and decisive about what you want. It's one of the steps of light casting. So you have to decide what it is you want with your career. You can change your mind later, but if you want to light cast, let's get started. But Saturn, trining over, says these decisions with your career better make sure doesn't throw your life out of balance. Better make sure doesn't throw your health out of balance. That is the big challenge for Tauruses. Jupiter in your sign is saying you are fully sponsored to run with the universe's full support with Jupiter. Okay, we'll talk more about that in the next horoscope because it's starting to get intense now. But here's the trick. You better stay in balance as Saturn in Libra. If you grow out of balance in this next buildup, you may not be as successful as you would like. It's really that tortoise hair the tortoise is going to win. The hare is going to end up being out of balance, and that's the lesson, I think, right here. The moon moves into Sagittarius, so emotionally on this decision day, you might be feeling vulnerable. Your emotions are reflecting where your boundaries are, what you're comfortable with. And if you're not comfortable with this new decision, you'll have to get comfortable. Your moon or your emotions or your boundaries will have to shift. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, if you're watched over personally by me in the Guardian Agency, I'll be sending you a personal with text on this day, going back to your natal chart, going back to what it takes for your soul, separate from other Tauruses, to make decisions. What does it take for you? What are the little ingredients that push your button to decide? I'll give you a little extra credit on Wednesday through GA. On Thursday, Mars rules the day. It's time to act now on this decision. Put it into motion. That is one of the 12 steps of manifesting reality. Action. There's a reason why they dance around for rain. They don't sit there and just hope for it. There's action involved. You must put it into action. Now, as a Taurus, you probably know this because we're always in action, but you want to put these career decisions into action on Thursday. Emotionally, you're still vulnerable, again, with the boundary issues, so keep that in mind. You might be nervous, your boundaries might be nervous, but that doesn't mean you're doing the wrong thing, okay? Your emotions are just holding out for where you need to draw lines. Then on Friday's about holding space. This is one of the other steps. You want to hold space on Friday. So you become whatever it is you've been trying to manifest as far as career on Friday. You be it, right? The moon moves into Capricorn. So what this means is to be this new career person or this new control person. You know, this might have all played out with control issues this month. Maybe you're a control freak in relationships and you stay-at-home father. And this whole thing was not about career, but how you're controlling. That's possible too. Decision is control. But regardless of the fact, when you be this new person, this new career, this new legacy, and own it on Friday, the moon crossing Pluto means you're going to have to let go of an old you, an old belief that you used to have, or an attachment to the old belief. I used to really believe that I was going to be, on solid gold, but then they canceled it, right? Well, that's an old belief. If you want to be this new career, you let go of the emotional attachment to being on solid gold. That's an old joke for some people. But nonetheless, there'll be something you let go of on Friday. Now on Friday, you can check it out. I'll be being in a show called SG Live, our webcam radio show. Come on down with my co-host Carolyn Nagel, who is a Leo if you're wondering. We have live streaming webcam, we have people call in, we have live chat. It's us hanging out, us light workers hanging out and talking stuff. So come on down, we'd love to have you. Now on Saturday, this is the tested degree, the final degree of Sun in Aquarius. You will be tested. Why are we tested? We're tested because everything we've been light casting, you've been saying all month long you want to be a superhero and that's your new career. Well, you finally realize emotionally that you might die on Saturday. The emotions of what you're light casting catch up with you in the 29th degree. So this is a degree where you have to hold steady. And your emotions may be correct, but that doesn't mean it has to be that way. So you might be worried, whatever. So on Saturday, you're holding your emotions, you're keeping them in alignment. And look at this, Saturn retrograde 20 degrees. Don't fall out of balance. Whatever it is you're holding space for, make sure it's a balanced, even lifestyle, right? The Taurus must walk, I think the way Tauruses are designed to be, now that I'm a 38-year-old Taurus and finally getting this, is I think we're meant to walk around in Zen. We're meant to be that Libra in the moment, which we kind of are when things are running smoothly, but that's just to say. So the moon is still in Capricorn, you're still philosophical on Saturday, you're holding space with a wave of emotion, you're making sure your life isn't going retrograde, and for those of you in GA, I'll send you another with text on Saturday, but this one, helping you surrender to the new lifestyle. What does it take for you, your soul, your natal chart, to let go and surrender to this new balanced lifestyle? You might be having a hard time. I know I am, so I'll send you that with text. On Sunday, we move to 0 degrees Pisces. And you know what I always say, 0 means 0. We're going to be in that no man's land between two states of awareness, so things will kind of feel weird. The moon moves into Aquarius, so on Sunday, you'll begin to feel the results of your light work in your career. You'll start to feel the result. If you don't feel good on Sunday, you might not have done your work like you should have. Excuse me, but things will be kind of weird anyways because it's 0 degrees. 0 means 0. So the next transit for you will be moving into the public and what your public persona is. So taking that career and marketing it. We'll talk more about that in 7 days. All right, my friendly bull, that is all I have for this 7-day forecast, but I will be back in 1 week's time, hopefully tummy forgiving. And until then, live, love, be.